While we're at it, guys, I'd just like to mention that giveaway competition, what I've got going with the $200 in cash prize to anyone that enters. Even though I think the instructions are pretty clear, I'm still getting a lot of people, not many, 23, who just decided to click on the comment giveaway but never subscribe to the channel. Before we start the review on my 2019 model Honda CB500x, it'll be the update of 500 miles or 800 kilometres. I'll just point the camera around this beautiful spot I'm at the moment, and you can have a bit of a geezer on what's going on. Plenty of wildlife here. Look at all these wood ducks. Actually, those wood ducks are pretty good eating, but not here because they're protected. While I'm at it, I'm at a different level here of the lake of the local area, and you can see how bad drought's affecting this place now. Okay, let's hit the review. Say for example, guys, you're in a position where you walked into a bike shop, say 3 weeks ago, looked at all the bikes and knew that you could have purchased any bike in the store, and I mean anything. There was an African Twin there was heaps of stuff there I could have, big Kawasaki, anything you wanted. But at the time I thought this Honda CB500x was worth a hit, and like three weeks and 800 kilometres or 500 miles further down the track, I've no regrets that I never bought any bigger bike or anything like that, because I've already got those other two bikes, and I'm pretty happy with this purchase. If you ask me, is this a perfect bike? No, it's not perfect, and it's not a perfect price, but you know, like from my position, I'd rather pay the money I paid for this bike than add another 10 or more to the figure and get into something else and not be happy with that, or too big. What I like about this one is the seat height. Like, I think it's just pushing 33 inch. I also like the weight, around 195 kilos roughly, somewhere near that. And if you look at that, you know, it's manageable for me, and you know, when it comes to the crutch, that's what it's got to be. I got to go out there thinking, oh well, I'm happy with the bike. You know, I think if you're out there testing bikes for a living, and for your channel or something, you go out and do a 1 hour ride on it, that's pretty good, but I don't think it gives you a really good, honest opinion of what the bike is like long term. So I would have probably been on, say, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 20 rides on this bike, ranging from just 20 or 30 kilometres up to, I don't know, 120 on one hit. So my evaluation is over the 3 weeks, over the 800 kilometres, and how it's performed. It hasn't been easy on the bike, you know. I'm not getting up here showing videos of what's going on, but I haven't been easy on the bike. I haven't run it in what you call smooth or something, but I can tell you it's not a bad bike up to 1.5 on the speedo, I'd say, and it can get there pretty well, and it runs along with that speed, and there's a little bit higher vibration when you get up into the 6th gear top end running, but once again, you know, legally you can do 100, 110, and anything over that you're asking for problems. Yeah guys, I suppose I also should mention about the power delivery of the bike. So what I like about the delivery of this particular bike is it's nice silky smooth power, so that you could be running along in any gear, like a 4th, 5th or top, and say you were sitting on 4,500 revs or something like that, around that 100k mark, and if you hit the throttle, and even I mean a good grab at a throttle, there's no drama. The bike just sort of plants itself and takes off and accelerates, but nothing threatening. Now if you said to me, could I compare it to a previous bike I'd rode which would come up sort of near this in any way? Okay, the only bike I can think I had probably 18 months ago was a Kawasaki Verzi X300, and I think it put out roughly just a shade over 40 horsepower, and you know, that bike performed well. So I rode it for a little while, and you know, it was okay, but I think this one's better. You know, like it's a bit hard to sort of really comment on that one. I'd have to go back and try them again. You know, it'd be, if they had a Kawasaki Versi X400, that'd be a better comparison, I think. But that may come out later. If you ask me my opinion now on the handling of the bike, I really think the handling's really good, because the more you ride the bike, the more confident you get. And I'm finding I ride this bike a bit quicker than any other bike I've ever had. So, you know, when you're going down through the bends and roll back into gear and lean her over, it leans, it grips, it does everything it should. And I'm still surprised how well this bike goes for so little money, because I really think you're not paying a great deal of money to get this bike. Now, if we happen to look at the exhaust system, in the beginning it didn't make much noise, and I don't know, as I've probably put on the kilometres, like I said, this is a 800k or 500 mile review, you find now that when you get out along the road and you come into a build-up area and drop back through the gears, this exhaust is really crackling and popping away. So, and it makes a pretty good sound too when you hear it. It's like almost like a backfire. It burbles that well. As far as gas mileage go, unlike the XR190 I bought, I haven't really worried about that, because, you know, there was a bit of petrol in it when I bought it. I've put a few litres in it since then, and I just wanted to ride it just to see how things would go, and I haven't worried about fuel economy or anything like that, because I was just curious with the previous bike, or not previous, but the one I got at home. Also, if you happen to think or ask, what would I change about it if I had the choice? Well, I don't know, at the moment I can't really think of nothing apart from maybe, and it'll only be a maybe, a sports exhaust, because I just like the fact that I can come out, get on the bike, turn the key and press the button, and I'm mobile. And then, like, compared to other rides I got, for example at Enfield, I can just point it out the road and go anywhere, and I'm with no worries about thinking, oh, will the bloody thing break down and I'll have to ring the wife to come up and get the van and bring me out and tow me back home or load it home. No, this bike's 100% reliable. If we talk instrumentation, it's a sort of a cloudy, overcast day here now, but I have absolutely no trouble reading this instrumentation, whether it's cloudy, bright sunlight, going through shade. It's just crystal clear. You can see it, no trouble at all. You've got a nice big speedo there to look at, digital speedo. So as far as that goes, there's no trouble at all with the reading of the instruments. And I think I did go out one late afternoon and just tried it in the afternoon. At night time it lit up very well, so you know, no trouble in all directions there. Now, that reason alone why this is a perfect learner's bike, because a learner's not going to get into any sort of trouble with this bike, because with your ABS braking system, which I talked about earlier, which is spot on, and this nice linear power delivery in the slipper clutch, if you throw all those three together, this is a very safe bike to get on for a learner or anyone else that just wants a really good bike to ride.